The New Madrid Seismic Zone, a fault line that runs through several states in the central United States, has been a topic of concern for seismologists and disaster preparedness experts for decades now. Recent studies and warnings from experts suggest that this fault zone is a ticking time bomb with the potential to unleash a catastrophic earthquake that could devastate the region. In this video, we will excavate the history of the New Madrid Seismic Zone, the reasons behind the growing concern among experts, and the potential consequences of a major earthquake in this area. And to ease your nerves a bit, we will also discuss the steps being taken by authorities and communities to prepare for such an event, and what you can do to ensure your safety and readiness. As we explore this critical topic, it is important to understand the gravity of the situation and the need for increased awareness and preparedness. Join us as we examine the New Madrid Seismic Zone and the urgent warnings from experts who believe that time may be running out before the next big quake strikes. The New Madrid Seismic Zone's historical significance. Nestled in the heart of the United States, the New Madrid Seismic Zone, NMSZ, is a region that has captured the attention of geologists, seismologists, and historians alike. Spanning across northeast Arkansas, southeast Missouri, western Tennessee, western Kentucky, and southern Illinois. This zone has been the source of some of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded in North America. The most notable seismic events in the NMSZ occurred in 1811 and 1812, a series of earthquakes that shook the very foundation of the continent. These earthquakes, estimated to have magnitudes ranging from 7.3 to 7.5, were so powerful that they caused the ground to undulate like waves on the ocean, creating deep fissures in the Earth's surface. The shaking was felt as far away as the East Coast, and the tremors even caused church bells to ring hundreds of miles from the epicenter. Perhaps most astonishingly, the earthquakes briefly caused the mighty Mississippi River to flow backwards, a testament to the immense energy released during these seismic events. The 1811 to 1812 earthquakes left an indelible mark on the region, destroying buildings and reshaping the landscape. While detailed records of the impact on specific areas, such as present-day Springfield, Missouri, are scarce, experts believe that the city's rocky foundation likely helped to dissipate the seismic energy, minimizing potential damage. However, the scars left by these historic earthquakes serve as a constant reminder of the New Madrid Seismic Zone's latent power. Current seismic activity in the New Madrid Seismic Zone. Nearly 2 centuries have passed since the historic 1811 to 1812 earthquakes, but the New Madrid Seismic Zone has not fallen silent. On the contrary, the region experiences an average of 200 earthquakes each year, though most are too small to be felt by residents. These subtle tremors serve as a constant reminder that the sleeping giant beneath the surface is still stirring. In recent weeks, a most peculiar and alarming trend has emerged in the seismic activity of the NMSZ. Over the past 30 days, a majority of the 27 recorded earthquakes have been centered in close proximity to the heart of the fault, near the town of New Madrid, Missouri. This clustering of seismic activity deviates from the typical pattern, where quakes are usually distributed throughout the region, including parts of Arkansas and Tennessee. While these recent earthquakes have been relatively minor in terms of magnitude and impact, the concentration of seismic activity near the historic epicenter of the 1811 to 1812 quakes has piqued the interest of experts and locals alike. Seismologists caution against interpreting individual quakes as harbingers of an impending disaster, instead emphasizing the importance of studying long-term trends. Nevertheless, this recent development serves as a poignant reminder that the New Madrid Seismic Zone is an active and dynamic system, capable of generating significant seismic events at any time. Potential impact of a major New Madrid earthquake. The specter of a major earthquake in the New Madrid Seismic Zone has long been a source of concern for seismologists, emergency management officials, and the millions of people who call this region home. Experts estimate that there is a 25 to 40% chance of a large earthquake striking the region within the next 50 years, a probability that underscores the need for preparedness and vigilance. A major earthquake along the New Madrid Fault would have far-reaching consequences, impacting lives and infrastructure across a vast swath of the central United States. the cities of St. Louis, Missouri, and Memphis, Tennessee would likely bear the brunt of the damage due to their proximity to the fault and their dense populations. In particular, Memphis is considered to be at the highest risk of devastation, given its location and the vulnerability of its infrastructure. For areas further removed from the epicenter, such as southwest Missouri, the impact would be less severe but still significant. Matthew McKay, an associate professor in the School of Earth, Environment, and Sustainability at Missouri State University, notes that the seismic energy would dissipate relatively quickly over distance. While residents in southwest Missouri would likely feel the tremors, the rocky terrain and distance from the fault would help to mitigate damage. McKay suggests that the most probable impact in this area would be cracked masonry in some buildings, a reminder that even distant communities are not immune to the effects of a major earthquake. Preparing for a potential New Madrid earthquake. Given the historical precedent and the ongoing seismic activity in the New Madrid Seismic Zone, it is imperative for residents, businesses, and local governments to take proactive steps to prepare for the possibility of a major earthquake. Recognizing the importance of preparedness, the state of Missouri has designated February as Earthquake Preparedness Month, a time for individuals and organizations to educate themselves about the risks and to take action to ensure their safety and resilience. Earthquake preparedness is a multifaceted endeavor, requiring a combination of individual responsibility and community-wide coordination. At the household level, families should develop and practice emergency plans, ensuring that everyone knows what to do and where to go in the event of an earthquake. Essential supplies such as water, non-perishable food, first aid kits, and flashlights should be stored in easily accessible emergency kits. Securing heavy objects and furniture is another crucial step in minimizing the risk of injury during an earthquake. At the community level, participation in earthquake drills and education programs is essential for fostering a culture of preparedness. Local governments, schools, and businesses should work together to develop and implement comprehensive emergency response plans, ensuring that critical infrastructure and services can withstand and recover from a major seismic event. By raising awareness and promoting preparedness, communities in the New Madrid Seismic Zone can build the resilience necessary to face the challenges posed by a major earthquake. Through individual action and collective effort, we can work to protect lives, minimize damage, and ensure that our communities can bounce back from even the most severe seismic events. The need for ongoing research and monitoring. The recent clustering of earthquakes near New Madrid, Missouri, serves as a stark reminder that the New Madrid Seismic Zone is an area that demands ongoing research and monitoring. As scientists continue to study the region's geology, seismic history, and current activity, they are working to unravel the complex mechanisms that drive earthquakes in this unique and dynamic environment. Ongoing research efforts in the NMSZ are multifaceted and interdisciplinary. Seismologists analyze vast amounts of seismic data, seeking to identify patterns and trends in earthquake activity that could provide valuable insights into the behavior of the fault system. Geologists conduct detailed surveys of the region, mapping fault lines and assessing their potential for movement. These efforts are crucial for developing more accurate models that can simulate the impact of potential earthquakes on infrastructure and communities. Collaboration is key to advancing our understanding of the New Madrid Seismic Zone and enhancing our ability to mitigate the risks associated with major earthquakes. Scientists work closely with local, state, and federal agencies to share knowledge, develop more effective emergency response plans, and implement risk mitigation strategies. By fostering partnerships between academia, government, and the private sector, we can leverage the expertise and resources necessary to tackle the complex challenges posed by the NMSZ. As our understanding of this enigmatic region grows, so too does our capacity to prepare for and respond to the ever-present threat of a major earthquake. Through sustained investment in research and monitoring, we can continue to unravel the mysteries of the New Madrid Seismic Zone, and in doing so, build a more resilient future for the communities that call this region home. The New Madrid Seismic Zone may be a sleeping giant, but it is one that demands our attention and respect. By staying informed, prepared, and proactive, we can ensure that when the next major earthquake strikes, we will be ready to face the challenges head-on. The road ahead may be uncertain, but with knowledge, collaboration, and determination, we can work together to protect lives, safeguard communities, and build a more resilient future in the heart of the United States. Now it's time to hear from you. If you live in or near the new Madrid Seismic Zone, have you experienced any earthquakes in the region? What steps have you taken to prepare for a potential major earthquake? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below.